Hi, welcome back to the garden. Yeah, in January, still in the garden. It's cold, wet, and rainy, and I don't feel like getting rained on. Over there, the calamansi, or marungai trees, sorry. They're Filipino. My wife likes the greens on them. They cut the tops off, and if you look closely, you'll see they are putting on new growth. I'm just going to get wet. The new growth is inch and a half long. But they're definitely putting on lots of new growth. This week, this bed I've mostly been clearing. We've got a tiny patch of onions that are going to get used for scallions in here. A lot of grass that needs to get pulled up. I've started pulling out the pepper plants that were in this bed, and we've basically been harvesting and dehydrating chard as fast as we can. We're going to give up on this chard and just kill the rest of it off at some point, but we haven't got there yet. The onions are about the only thing that we've got down and still growing, which is this bed here. They probably should get fertilized, but as you can see, we're getting lots of rain, which is taking care of watering. Now, I'm working on, if you look, the second bed over there closest to the house was the tomato bed, and the same with kind of the bed at a 90-degree angle. And I've been working on pulling the tomatoes out of there, just kind of giving up on the year. And what I found when I pulled out the first cherry tomato, well, it is absolutely covered with green tomatoes on the bottom. And I'm not sure if I want to compost these or eat them. So if you have any recipes or suggestions for how to use green cherry tomatoes, please leave it in a comment. Otherwise, these are just going to compost here. But I mean, those would be so easy to harvest if somebody has a suggestion for how to use them. If I go back over here, this is the pepper bed. This was mostly Thai chilies, and we ran through and harvested everything that looked good. Like, there's still some red stuff on here, but like, I don't want to eat that. That looks horrible. And we've got so many chilies off these that we've been giving them away. And the foliage on them just kind of died off on their own. We're going to see if they regrow next year. And I need to finish cleaning up. These are mostly cherry tomato plants that grew wild. I've already pulled out the heirloom tomato. That was a complete waste. Those I need to pull out. It's just going to be a bunch of work. And yes, I've been using a hedge trimmer to cut these off. Let's briefly look over here at the calamansi tree. Now this is a Filipino lime tree, basically. And it's definitely doing better. Now this tree's almost 2 years, probably about 2 years old by now. And maybe it's less than 1.5 feet tall, probably over a foot. The stakes here are just so we don't accidentally take the lawnmower over it. But it seems to be liking the cooler weather. And no updates over on the chicken area. I managed to trip out hiking this weekend and face plant. And ended up like bleeding from my mustache, so I shaved that off. Just to see what I'm bleeding from and treat it. And smashed up my hand pretty good, so I haven't been back out here to get the post holes dug for the chicken run. But I did buy an auger to do that, and a post hole digger for the close ones. So hopefully this Sunday I'll get that done. I'm going inside because I'm tired of being cold and wet.